We will speak today about the ancient Greek theater. We will analyze this theater building and the machinery and the or the tools that the stage designer of that time had and can use to make the performances. But we have to understand some crucial differences from nowadays theater performances. Ancient Greek drama, tragedies, and comedies were not just for fun. There were religious ceremonies. I underline this word, ceremonies. It was a part of remedy, of cure. That's why Aristotle, the philosopher, speak about litrosis, about the redemption of the soul of man. Well, ancient Greek drama, particularly tragedy, often followed a ceremonial style characterized by several key elements. First of all, the language used in Greek drama was often formal and poetic, with heightened speech patterns and use of verses. This elevated language added to the ceremonial atmosphere of the performances. Second, the chorus was a central element of Greek tragedy, consisting of a group of actors who commented on the action of the play, provided insight into characters' motivation, and express the moral or the ethical dilemmas presented in the story by the persons. Their movements and the song often contributed to the ceremonial feel of the performance. Actors in ancient Greek drama wore masks to portray different characters, with each mask representing specific emotions or characters' traits. Many Greek tragedies were based on religion or mythological well-known stories by from the audience, often exploring themes related to fate, divine interventions, and the consequences of human actions. These themes connected the performances to broader cultural and religious beliefs, enhancing their ceremonial significance. Overall, the ceremonial Pericles Silva is requesting to record this meeting. Allow recording? No. Pericles, you want to record this this meeting? I will send you the link after I upload it to the YouTube. Well, I say I mentioned that many Greek tragedies were based on religious or mythological stories, well known, often exploring themes related to fate, to divine intervention, and the consequences of human actions. This theme connected the performances to broader cultural and religious beliefs, enhancing their ceremonial significance. Overall, the ceremonial style of Greek ancient drama reflected its origin in religious festivals and civic rituals, with performances serving as a means of honoring the gods, educating the audience, and exploring fundamental aspects of human existence. So, and I will say it's not the stage designer or whatever it was, that person that take care of the stage. It belongs to this ceremonial action on the stage. It was not just for fun. It was not just for the aesthetic of a stage designing as we made it today. It's absolutely great differences from nowadays performances. Because, for example, Asclepius was the Greek god of medicine and healing. Some healing temples might have had small performance spaces, and they performed there tragedies or little actions. Why? However, there is a connection between theater and healing in ancient Greek world. Plays were believed to have a, I will say, cathartic effect, purging negative emotions and promoting mental well-being. The well-preserved ancient theater of Epidavros, it is to the south of Greece, for example, is very near to the temple, to the main temple of Asclepius. The sanctuary of Asclepius were the major healing center in ancient Greece. People came from all over Greece to seek cures and participate in religious rituals associated with healing. The theater at Epidavros likely hosted plays and performances as a part of these healing rituals. These performances might have uplifted spirits, promoted a sense of, we can say, community, and perhaps even served as a form of psychological therapy. Well, let's see a short video first to get a general idea of the ancient Greek theater. And we will, after that, analyzing the parts.
To honor their gods, the ancient Greeks created wonders that forced them to make extraordinary...
You can hear the sound, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's continue then.
technological discoveries. One such breakthrough was a theater built to honor the god Dionysius. It was the greatest theater in the Western world, with the most advanced acoustic design. Hidden in the hills at Epidaurus, about 100 miles from Athens, the 14,000-seat theater has dazzled audiences for 2,500 years. It is a feat of engineering. 55 rows of stone seats built into the hillside, with such precision that the theater has perfect acoustics. Surprisingly, the reason for siting the theater in this remote place has its origin in medicine. Next to the theater was a vast healing center, and to the ancient Greeks, theater was medicine. At the adjacent healing center, the god of medicine, Asclepius, and his magical snakes was said to work miracles. Medical cures and remedies were inscribed on stone tablets. Shrines were built to the cult of Asclepius, and the center developed into a wealthy healing sanctuary. People came from across the empire to cure every ailment and disability. In 360 BC, the money collected from patients was used to build a vast theater. The architect, Polykleitos, had already built a roundhouse at the sanctuary, but now set about a far grander circular design. He chose a bowl-shaped site facing west, so the rising sun would light up the landscape behind the stage. He dug out the round performance space before creating the huge seating area, known as the gazing space. Thousands of limestone blocks, cut from local quarries, formed the seats. His design was for 32 rows, although 23 more were added 2 centuries later. Behind the actors was the scaena, the origin of the word scene, a 2-story stage building which was painted as a backdrop for the play. The scaena also enabled early special effects. When a play required a god to descend from the heavens, an actor was flown in on a hoist. The masked performers often played to audiences of up to 14,000 without the benefit of microphones. Polykleitos was able to create perfect acoustics. Even a coin being dropped at the center of the performance circle can be heard clearly in the back rows. The design of the theater also enhances the sound of the human voice. The secret lies in how sounds are reflected by the stone itself. 2,500 years later, the theater is still entrancing audiences. The place that has inspired for millennia remains one of the world's finest theaters.
Now, well, the ancient Greek theater are timeless works of building genius. They were also the holy place where tragedies was at its most powerful. Not only were these theater places where stories were told, but they also had complicated structures that were connected to the very essential of Greek society, of politics, of religion, of philosophy. The way the Greek theater were built showed how good the people lived at that time were at making sound work well. In order to get the best sound, theater were often built into hills. People sitting far away could hear the players' words, even if they were very thin, not very loud and soft. The theater or kilon is these where the audience sit, which is a half circle of seats, put the audience right in the middle of the show, making the experience more real. Today, when tour guides and tourist agents take groups, as you show to the video, when they go groups to see the landmarks there, they do an experiment in the middle of the orchestra involving the marble column. They throw a coin and listen to the sound until the last row up there of the theater. Well, let's see the part of this theater one by one, and let's describe them a bit. The orchestra first was the center of the dramatic performance. It was like a holy place where the chorus and performers interacted with both the spiritual and physical worlds. It started out as a circle for dancing and turning into a half circle or rectangle at the base of the theater seats, with an altar of thymeli in the middle. You can see this white spot. We will see it better in a while. Here is absolutely the center of the whole building, and it is the best play for the acoustic of the theater. Just here, where this white spot is. This lively stage was not only where the actors acted, but it was also the place of ritual importance, where hymns were sung, dances were done, and ceremonies to honor the gods were held. The way the orchestra was set up made it easy for performers and audience to get close to each other. This created a shared experience that went beyond entertainment. It was, I said to you before, it's not for fun only, it is a ceremony. And made people think about the human situation, their lives, the divine orders of the gods, and things like that. The kilon, the sitting area. The sitting area named kilon because of its shape. This shape in in Greek language is kilon, means some kind of round shape. It was very good designed to accommodate large audience while ensuring excellent acoustic and visibility of the stage. Kilon or theatron for others, consistent and semicircular or horseshoe-shaped tires. To the very first arrow, there were stone benches right here where I have my cursor. Arranged in a radial pattern around the orchestra named Proedria. Proedria, what is Proedria? Proedria, Proedros, is the president. When we say the president of the United States, we say Proedros of the United States. So Proedria is the benches were only for special persons, for priests, for other important guests to sit. But the kilon, all the other, it was for the rest of the crowd. People sitting further back had better views from the higher level, while people closer to the action could see it better from the lower level. The way the seats were set up also made the experience more, how can I say, more communal, by letting people interact with both the show and each other. This structure made the audience feel like they were all in it together, which added to the immersive nature of ancient Greek theater as a shared spiritual and cultural experience altogether. Well, the scene. In ancient Greek theater, the skini, we say skini or the scene, but the scene is a part of the text. Skini is this, what you can see to the image. Or episkinion. Okay, never mind. It's some names that probably you will not remember after a while. Well, was an essential architectural element located behind the orchestra. We say that the orchestra was here and the scene was just here. However, it evolved into a more elaborate building resembling a temple facade, and this facade, often decorated with painted panels, depicted scenes appropriate to the play settings. We mean this one. The name is thyromata, were typically made of wood or canvas and adorned with intricate paintings. They often represented architectural elements such as facades of temples, palaces, or city walls, creating a visual backdrop that help establish the setting of the play. Additionally, the panel could depict landscapes, mythical creatures, or maybe symbolic motives relevant to the storyline. The painted panel made by the stage designer, of course, of that time. They don't not only added aesthetic appeal to the scene, but also served to enhance the atmosphere of the performance, immersing audience in the world of the play and enriching their experience of ancient Greek theater. The skini serve multiple functions, including providing a space for actor to change costume, for example, and providing an architectural frame for the stage. It could also be used to add depth and perspective by having players enter and leave through its door or windows, making the theater experience better. Please note this word, perspective. it is very significant for a stage designer, especially when a stage designer work on the Italian stage style theater. We will insist on this to the next lesson. Perspective. So the skinny added a layer of visual depth to performances and helped take the audience to different places, making them feel more like they were really a part of the action happening in front of them. Next one is parodos. In ancient Greek theater, the parodos was a crucial architecture feature that served as an entrance and exit paths from the chorus and from the actors. Positioned at either side of the skini, the parody provided a direct route from the orchestra to backstage areas, allowing performers to enter and exit the stage from that side or from the other side. But these passageways were often wide enough to accommodate groups of performers, for example, the chorus, facilitated grand entrance and exits that added spectacle to the performances. The term of parodos itself translates to exactly the passageway or entrance, reflecting its function as a primary mean of access to the stage for the performance. Beyond these practical purposes, the parodos also held symbolic significance. And you can notice now that everything has a symbolic meaning added to the ceremonial character of performance of that time. It serves as a point of transition between the external world of the audience and the internal world of the performance. As the chorus and actor enter and excited through the parody, they symbolically crossed the threshold between the reality and the world of the play, embodying the transformative power of theatrical storytelling. Additionally, the parody provide opportunities for dramatic entrance and exits, allowing performers to make grand impressions on the audience and heighten the emotional impact of key moments in the performance. For example, a messenger. When all the chorus and the persons wait for something, a messenger came in many, mostly all the plays of all the tragedies and comedies. A messenger came and bring a new from outside of the stage, from the outside world. For example, in Persians of Aeschylus. Everybody waits to know what is happening in Athens and about the war between Greeks and Persians. And the messenger came inside and bring the tragic element that the Persian army destroyed, absolutely destroyed. And in a while, the king Xerxes come in the stage and mention and describe all the tragedy of the people of Persians. There are many other parts of ancient Greek theater, like kerkis, like klimakes, means the stairs of the audience traffic, or the asoma, and some more, but I don't want to insist on this and be boring and tire you with names which been forgotten in a while. I prefer to show you a video with all the theater as a total, and then we will pass to the machinery and the tools and the distant but very significant time. Okay, let's see this short video.
The ancient Greek theatre, as a building, is considered to be a worldwide architectural innovation. Theatres were always built on the slope of a hill, which served as a gathering space for dramatic performances which started to become an institution by the 6th century BC. As drama began to play an important role in the city's life, theatres received the first wooden seats called ikria. But the need for more seats and better organization of the spectacle led to the construction of larger stone theatres which also served the function of democratic states. The ancient Greek theatre consists of three main parts: the kolon, the orchestra,
the kolon, as I told you,
skini.
orchestra and skini.
The kolon was the place where the spectators used to seat. The stone seats of the spectators were called adolia, and were accessed by stairs, the klimakes, located in radial arrangement. The area between the stairs was called kirkus. The large theatres usually had a diazoma, a corridor that facilitated the movement of spectators. The diazoma divided the theatre into two parts: the proper theatre and the epitheatre. The first row of seats was intended for officials and often took the form of marble thrones. This series of seats was called the prodrea. The orchestra was the circular space in the middle of the theatre. The name comes from the Greek verb which means to dance, and was the place where the chorus of the performances stood. In the center of the orchestra, there was an altar called temele, dedicated to Dionysus, who was the patron god of the theatre. Around the orchestra, there was a water drainage trench which was called Evripus.
Well, about the Evripus, it is beautiful that they have something like this. The Evripus was a water channel or a canal that surrounded the orchestra in some ancient Greek theater, particularly those built in Hellenistic or Roman times. We don't know exactly. It was essentially a mode of trance filled with water, encircling the orchestra and sometimes the stage as well. The presence of the water, look at this, take care of this. The presence of the water in the Evripus served several purposes. First, the acoustic of that time. Yeah, you can imagine that. Water has the property of amplifying sound waves and improving acoustics. The presence of this channel, Evripus, may have helped to enhance the sound quality of the performance in the theater, allowing the voices of the actors and chorus members to be heard more clearly by the audience. Second, the aesthetic. The water in Evripus would have added visual interest to the theater, creating a reflective surface that could enhance the scenic beauty of the performance space. And third, of course, what I say many times, the symbolism of the symbolic meaning. Water held symbolic significance in ancient Greek culture, often representing purification, renewal, and the natural world. The presence of water in the theater may have added symbolic depth to the performances, particularly those with themes related to the gods, to the nature, or human emotions, or human existence, and many more. Let's continue.
The Skene building was the actual stage where the actors stood and had a complex function. It was used as a storage space, as a dressing room, and as a backdrop that was transformed depending on the play. To the right and left of the Skene were the paradoi, the entrances for the spectators and the actors too. The Skene was divided into sections. The paraskenia were the two protruding wings, which served as a storage space. The proskenion was usually a colonnade, located on the facade of the Skene. Its top was called logion, and was the actor's area of performance. In the larger theatres there was an additional level called theologion, used for the appearance of gods.
Okay, now the machinery of the ancient Greek theater. We will mention the mechani, the kyklima, the periactos, the draptors and elevators, thunders and lighting effects, and masks and costumes. First, the mechani, or the machine. Well, the mechani, also known as the crane. It was a crane. More or less, it was a crane. Or deus ex machina. Was a remarkable mechanical device used in ancient theater to lower actors pretending gods into the stage. It was on the top of the scene of the scene of that building behind the orchestra, absolutely against the audience. The terms Deus ex machina, ex machina, translate the gods from the machine in Latin, a reference to how the divine characters would come down from the above, held up by a crane to change the story of the play. It was many tragedies that use this mechanism. For example, in Medea, when wants to leave from Greece and kill his children, the Zeus take her and make her a star on the sky. So this kyklima, this mechani came down and take Medea and raise her up to the sky and disappear here. Well, there are too many other tragedies. For example, when the story went to a dead point, a god appear with mechani and give, as a god he is, give the solution. So the periactos. Oh no, excuse me. Let's stay to the mechani a little while. It was a big wooden beam of arm made up the mechanism. It was usually put behind the scene, and this beam was on a pivot and could be moved up or down by stagehands, who often work hidden in the theater structure using a system of ropes and pulleys. An actor who played a god would be attached to the end of the crane, and whenever the story called for a divine intervention of miraculous event, like a god stepping into to solve the problem or the prophecy coming true. At the right time, the crane would be used to dramatically lower the actor into the stage. Now the periactos. The periactos was a triangular or prismatic column with different scenic backdrops painted on each of its time sides. In Greek theater, was used to mark the beginning of the scene or the changes of scenes. It was wooden triangle prism that turned around and had a different picture on each of it, three sides. People could see one scene at the time, but the other two could be changed with another person behind the skinny. It was used in ancient Greek theater according to some expert of academics, researchers, and it was also used in the Hellenistic area according to others. The periatos came back to life, especially on the Italian stage around the 16th century and in England in 17th century. Now the kyklima. A kyklima is this vehicle here with 4 wheels. The kyklima, well, was a mechanical device used in ancient Greek theater. It was essentially a wheeled platform or a cart that could be rolled into the stage through the main door of the skini. We will see in a while a video again, and you will see what I mean. The kyklima was used to reveal scenes or tableaux that had taken place indoor of the stage, which the audience otherwise would not have been able to witness. For example, there weren't any scene in the ancient Greek theater that is about murder in front of the eyes of the audience. All the, let's say, criminal scenes, murders, or bloody scenes between the persons happen behind the skini. In front of or in the orchestra, it was only the chorus. Many times we heard voices from inside, but we never seen scenes with criminal action, murders or killing each other and things like that. But with the kyklima, we can see the results of sin like that. For example, if the character died inside the house during the play, the kyklima could use to roll out the character's dead body from the audience to see. It was a practical way to show events that could not be acted out on the main stage due to space limitation or to the maintain dramatic tension. For example, Clytemnestra, when she killed her husband, all the scene, it was inside, the chorus was outside, and the chorus hear the voices of Agamemnon and Cassandra. But after that, Clytemnestra put their corpses on the kyklima and bring them to the stage in order the audience to see them. This is the kyklima. Trapdoors and anapiesma. Trapdoors in theater, or anapiesma in Greek language, it was concealed opening, usually in the stage floor, through which actors, props, and scenery can be brought on and off the stage. Trapdoors are used often with elaborate and ingenious machinery to create a great variety of stage effect. Particularly the sudden appearance, disappearance, or transformation of characters or object on the stage. It happens with the trapdoors. Certain types of traps have become more or less standard items of stage equipments. Also, this is a machinery and a tool for stage designers in the Italian stage style theater. We will see this mechanism to the next meeting. Now let's see a video in order to understand better what was all this mechanism were.
Various mechanisms have been invented for the needs of the theatrical plays in order to make the spectator's experience more interesting. Usually the backdrops were large paintings depicting landscapes or buildings, temples and palaces. To change the backdrops, and to harmonize them with the narrative of the play, they used the periactoi, which were wooden rotating structures holding different painting themes.
You can see how it works.
Another machine was the mikani. It was a small crane lifting the actor who played a god to create the illusion of flight. From this came the expression, Deus ex machina.
Deus ex machina. The god from the machine.
In the tragedies, they never showed violent scenes to the crowd.
And now they kick
the effects of violent events, such as murder, were shown on stage with a moving platform, the ekiklima. In some theatres there was the Chaironian stairway, an underground tunnel leading from the scene to the orchestra, and used for performances of characters associated with the world of the dead.
I'm not sure that this mechanism happened in the ancient Greek theater of the 4th century before Christ. Maybe to the Roman theater, maybe, but not in theaters like Epidavros, as I know.
Another mechanism of sudden appearance of characters was the anapiesma, a wooden platform that lifted the actor up and made him almost magically appear.
Here probably they had, because this is a construction, and maybe they can make these elevators, probably, but not on the ground of orchestra.
Here on stage. The ancient Greek theatre, with its architectural structure and technology, has contributed to the better expression of the ancient drama, and its survival until today.
Okay. Now, some other secondary mechanism and tools that the performances had that time. The ancient Greek constructed the theaters amphitheatrically, as we mentioned before. The goal was that everyone could see and hear whatever happened on the stage. The location were chosen carefully, and the Greek theater still have incredible acoustic. The acoustic did not only occur naturally, but also with the construction and obstruction behind the stage. This happened in order to enhance the physical phenomenon of reflection, which cause echoes. For example, the machines that make thunders and wind and things like that. When we had this thing, we would, for example, all this. Here is a piece of lamarine, a piece of iron, very thin, that when they shake it, they make something like a thunder. Or all the other, these, for example, here, it is for the wind. It was a fat fabric that touches on this round thing, and when it turns, when it turns it all around very quickly, it makes a sound like a wind. Well, it was many of them, and I just passed to another very important element of the Greek theater. It was the masks, of course. masks were a vital part of ancient Greek theater, serving several purposes. For example, characters presentation. Since all the players were men, women didn't allow to play in the theater performances, the tragedies and comedies, only men. Masks let them play people of any age, gender, or social class. By switching the mask, one actor could play more than one part. Masks often had bright colors and features that were too big, like big eyes, noses that stuck out, and the mouths that were too wide, like this one you can see, or the eyes you can see here, or the eyes. Well, these are contemporary constructions of masks, but you can see here where is the statues, this elliptic thing, is actors that has masks on their hands. So you can see how big is the eyes or how big is the mouth. This makes sure that even people sitting far away in the big open air theaters could easily tell who the players were by the masks. One more purpose was to boost the voice. Some researchers think that the mask may helped reflect the players' voices by working like a loudspeaker or echo boxes. Without modern sound system, of course, this would have been very important for boosting the voices. It would also have helped with emotional expression. The feelings of the people shown with masks were probably shown probably shown by worried eyebrows or huge mouths. There is no real masks from ancient Greek drama have been found in nowadays. They were made of materials that break down quickly, like linen, like leather, cork, or wood. What we know comes from writing, on pictures, or on pottery, and later copies. Masks were made to be light so that the actors could wear them comfortably during the show, even though they had expressive features, because each figure was different. There were probably a lot of different mask styles. Heroic characters may have beautiful features, while slaves or comic characters may have more grotesque or overdone ones. Overall, masks were an important part of ancient Greek theater because they led performance to be more creative and made the experience better for the audience. We will see a video of 2013 of mask making by Mika Panagu, the tutor in a costume design workshop for Bentley University in our theater. It is a construction of mask, very simple, with very simple material, gases and water and Vaseline cream for the face and a very thin fabric. Let's see it.
So I need to have no holes in it.
Well, this mask made on the person's face, so it fits one another. the mask is for the face, for this face, the face of the actor or the person anyway.
Right?
Do you overlap?
Yes.
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to overlap, and even if there's a problem when we take it out and it's quite thin, let's say at one point, fix it, so it's not a problem. Because after we take it out, each person will have their own face, and we will start working on the features. So we can make bigger nose, bigger eyebrows, we can enhance the eyes, anything we want. Because once the mask is out, you will see that it's not, our face is not so interesting. It's quite small actually.
Wouldn't people use like a mold or something, like a cast, you know?
Yeah.
The inside is more detailed.
Yes, it is. When they
Well, this is gypsum bands. When everybody can find them in a pharmacy, in hospitals, in everything, because they use mostly for broken heads, broken legs, and things like that. We use it in order to make the first elementary form of the mask.
make a professional mask, they will use the inside.
Right.
But as now we are not asking to make the face, we're going to make something bigger out of it, and we're going to make a new face on our face, in a way. So that's why we're working. Otherwise, the details, yes, they're from the inside. Something like that. If you were making a leather mask, look in the inside, you will work on the inside.
And they can paint them later if they want, right?
Yes, if we have time, we're usually able to work with some black colors and do some shades. I'll be around helping you, so just watch the details now, and then we'll do it.
Now Mika Panagu made a demonstration, and after that all the students of Bentley University that we have the time in our theater will construct very simple masks to the other faces. Well, these masks dry very, very fast, and we can use it after a while.
What I want for you when we put this on, we need to close so it doesn't pull down here. But I'm going to help you the moment you have to do this. You will just follow me and we will do it together.
Whose mask do you keep? The mask?
Yeah, you keep yourself. So you need to do a good mask to each other, and you need to keep your face.
We'll work with Isabella.
Awesome part of my face.
I can do it to you. I don't want that button myself. I would like to read that.
Can you help her?
Yeah, I can do it for you. What?
You're just putting these wherever you want? Just for trade?
No, I'm just fixing a bit the perimeter of the eye, but I can do it also once I get it off. Now it's ready. You can move your cheeks from the inside.
And now we will put it out from the
I'm
face,
going to help you, but we always...
and you will see the mask.
Okay? You can also help. So usually just put some Vaseline, put this swell around your...
Before of this procedure, we put very many Vaseline on the face of the person. Well, we put many Vaseline in order not to stack the material, the gypsum gas, on the face. So we put this cream, Vaseline, and we get it out easily, very, very easy. Well, we have another thing that it is for the shoes, for the foot, kothornus. The actor often wear shoes named kothornus. Their shoes were chosen based on the type of the play and their part. The two main types of shoes are broken down below. Kothornus was boots with high heels. The raised platform of the kothornus, down here, this platform I mean, could be made of wood or cork, and its height could change based on how important the figure was. The raised stage made the actor, especially those who played gods or heroes, look taller and stronger. This also make them stand out of their figures. The platform may have also helped the players make bigger steps and movement and gestures that fit the dramatic tone of tragedies. Now, I choose, as we leave the ancient Greek theater, it's useful to see a sample of ancient drama performances. Ancient drama is a pool, you have to understand this, is a pool where the greatest directors, set designers, costume designers, lighting designers, and actors, of course, are tested. Ancient drama is open to completely different interpretation. We will see the opening, the two scenes, different scenes, but on the same play, the opening of Agamemnon of Aeschylus. For those who don't know the tragedy, I will briefly describe the story. It is a guardian on the roof of the palace of Mycenae for 10 years. The guardians stay there and wait there, waiting to see the fire coming. What fire? The fire was some kind of email of or a fax of that time, of that age. When Troy fell, they lit successively fires, calling them frictorias in Greek language. From Troy to the island of the Aegean Sea, from one to the other, where the light from these fires reached the Mycenae, where the watchman, the guardian, shows them and gave the message to Clytemnestra that Troy had fallen and Agamemnon was coming. The fire that Greek set in Troy was seen in Limnos, another island, and they lit the fire on the mountain, which was seen by the next island and did the same, and then the next island, and until the light reached Mycenae, to the south of Greece. So we will see the same scene from the performance of Peter Hall and Ariane Muskin, these very big directors of theater, very famous. Peter Hall is an English director, director of the National Theatre. Now he's dead, but he was for many years director of the National Theatre of England. He's a Cher. He performed many times in Greece in the middle of Athens or in Epidavros. And Ariane Muskin is a French in Paris. She has the Cartusserie de Vincennes out of Paris. It's a big old factory that she made it theater and make a very big performance there. Two of the great directors of the 20th century who make tragedies and performance on ancient drama. Let's see the first one. It is from Peter Hall. This is the Guardian. Stay there for 10 years on the palace.
No end to it all. Though all year I've muttered my pleas to the gods for long groped for end. Wish it were over, this waiting, this watching. 12 weary months, night in and night.
Well, I tried before to send you the text in order to read it before, but I will send it to you after this meeting. I made a mistake. I didn't attach to the email that I have sent you. But anyway, he wear a mask. Look at the eyes, but notice how he speaks. Peter Hall underline and take care of the musicality of the language, the English language, but we can hear very beautiful. And after that, there were always drums under the actor who speaks, and actor way of speaking and the music went in parallel.
Out, crouching and peering, head down like a bloodhound, paws propping muzzle, up here on the palace belonging the blood clan of Atreus, Agamemnon, Menelaus, bloodkin, our clan chiefs. I've been so long staring, I know the stars backwards, the chiefs of the star clans, king stars, controllers, those that
Sorry, why?
dispensers, the cold snaps and dog days. I've had a whole year's worth, so I ought to know. A whole year of it. Still no sign of the signal I'm supposed to catch sight of. The beacons, the torch blaze that means Troy's finally taken. The woman says watch, so here I am, watching. That woman's not one who's all wan and woeful. That woman's a man, the way she gets moving. Put down your palliasse, dew-drenched by daybreak, not the soft bed you dream anything good in. Fear stays all night. Sleep gives me short time. Daren't drop off though, might miss it, the beacon. And if I miss it, life's not worth the living. Sometimes, to stop nodding, I sing, or try singing. But songs stick in my gullet. I feel more like weeping when I think of the change that's come over this household. Good once, and well ordered. But all that seems over. Maybe tonight it'll finish, this watching, this waiting, an end to the torment we've yearned for. 10 years. Come on, blasted beacon, blaze out of the blackness. It's there! An oasis like daylight in deserts of dark. It's there, no mistaking. Agamemnon's woman. Best let her know the beacon's been sighted. Time all the women were wailing their welcome. Troy's taken, Troy's down and Troy's flattened.
Oh,
They'll be dancing in Argos and I'll lead
sorry.
the dance. My master struck lucky. So have I reckon. Sighting the beacons a dice throw, all sixes. Soon I'll be grasping his hand, Agamemnon's. Let him come home to us, whole and unharmed. As for the rest, I'm not saying. Better not said. Say that an ox ground me gob into silence. They'd tell such a story, these walls, if they could. Those who know what I know what I'm saying. Those who don't know, won't know. Not from me.
Now the chorus entrance the stage. Listen to the music and to the way they speak.
Clan chief Menelaus and his blood king Agamemnon.
That when yoked rule from clan chief Atreus,
Double throne stone, double chief staves, pursued the war suit against Priam. Launched the 1,000-ship armada off from Argos to smash Troy. Mewing war cries, prey birds shrilling, nest their child loss, wild frustration, nestlings snaffled, prey birds soaring, wildly sculling, swirling airstreams, using broad bird wings like oars. Birth pangs, nothing. Nest care, nothing. Nothing! Fostered nestlings, nothing. Crying, mewing, prey birds shrilling.
but one of the god powers up above them,
Apollo, Pan, or Zeus, high he god,
hearing the birds' shrill desolation,
birds, kiss strangers in God's spaces.
sends down the slow but certain fury.
To appease the grudge the grieved birds feel.
So Zeus, protector of man's guest right, sends the avenging sons of Atreus down on Paris,
Son of Priam, because of Helen, lust
Okay, Peter Hall make all the trilogy. It is the only trilogy that we remain since nowadays. The trilogy of Orestia by Aeschylus. It is 3 tragedies, which is Agamemnon, Hoifori, Evmenides, or the Furies. So Peter Hall made the trilogy and presented in Epidavros Theatre and in the National Theatre of England, in London, and he based all the thing to the musicality of the language, which is very significant, and that's why he made a very good with these beautiful actors make a very big performance. Now we will see another one which is absolutely different. Ariane Muskin, Théâtre du Soleil, in Paris, in Cartusserie de Vincennes, which made also all the trilogy, but based on the great tradition form of ancient Kathakali. Kathakali is a dance, a ceremonial dance in India, south of India, in a very specific point of India. And Ariane Muskin made the costumes, the music, the makeup, everything based on this ceremonial form of theater and dance, with the text of Aeschylus. Look at this, and look how different is the one and another on the same text. This is one of the most big percussionists in European, working all the time with Ariane Muskin in Théâtre du Soleil, named Jean-Jacques Lemaitre. He has a whole team on with percussions there in order to follow all the performance in live. The Guardian. Well, it is in French language.
Je prie les dieux de m'accorder la délivrance de ma pénible veille. Tout le long de l'année, je couche sur le toit des Atrides et dressé sur mes coudes.
Look how they use the language. Even I, that I don't know to speak French, I understand all the words, all the sentences, even I don't know what it means.
Comme un chien, je guette. De haut en bas, je connais l'assemblée des étoiles nocturnes. Et parmi les étoiles, celle qui prédomine, royauté rayonnante qui apporte aux mortels, et l'hiver, et l'été. Je sais quand elles s'élèvent et quand elles disparaissent. Cette nuit encore, je guette le signe du flambeau, l'éclair de feu apportant la nouvelle et l'histoire de la prise de Troie. Car c'est ainsi que règne dans sa virile détermination un cœur de femme qui attend. Mon lit et moi, on déambule dans la nuit. Il est trempé par la rosée, déserté par les rêves, car ce n'est pas le sommeil qui campe près de moi, mais la peur que par le sommeil mes paupières ne soient solidement soudées. Quand il me vient l'idée de chanter ou de fredonner pour, contre le sommeil, faire couler un contrepoison, je me mets à pleurer et à me lamenter sur l'état de cette maison qui n'est plus réglée avec autant de soin qu'avant. Mais maintenant, vienne l'heureuse délivrance de ma pénible veille. Et ce feu, avant-coureur de joie. Et maintenant,
Well, it is a rehearsal.
l'heureuse délivrance de ma pénible veille.
Excuse me, it is a rehearsal before the performances in Montpellier. And from the audience part, from the Ariane Muskin herself, speak and make corrections on the acting of the actor.
Ce feu, avant-coureur de joie, enfanté par la nuit.
She saw the light.
Sois béni, flambeau, lumière du jour dans la nuit, toi qui fais voir dans Argos les chœurs et les danses qui partout se préparent pour fêter l'événement.
Listen to the music. The message.
C'est pour la femme d'Agamemnon, je l'avertis clairement qu'elle se lève. voyant la lumière, et que pour le palais elle fasse monter très haut un long cri d'accueil et de jubilation, puisqu'avec éclat la torche nous l'annonce, la ville de Troie est prise. Moi, je vais danser le préambule. Mes maîtres ont bien lancé, bien misé, bien joué. Et moi, je vais tout ramasser. En tout cas, une fois revenu le maître de cette maison, puisse ma main tenir levée sa chère main. Pour le reste, je me tais. Un grand bœuf est posé sur ma langue. Si cette maison avait une voix, elle en dirait des choses, clairement et volontiers. Quant à moi, si on sait tout, je dis tout. Si on sait rien, je dis rien.
Listen to the music. Now the chorus. It's useless anymore and want to throw away. And finally. Well, listen, and look at the costume. The costume is the same time a stage designing. It's so huge, so colorful that it is stage design, a part of all this concept of the stage.
Voilà 10 ans maintenant que le grand adversaire de Priam, la puissante alliance des Atrides, dotée par Dyaeus d'un double trône et d'un double sceptre en la personne d'Agamemnon et du roi Ménélas, voilà 10 ans qu'elle a levé et emmené bien loin d'ici la flotte des Argiens et ses 1000 navires pour une expédition protectrice de leurs droits. Du fond du cœur, ils clament à la guerre. Tout comme font les vautours, éperdus de douleur pour leur couvée, lorsqu'ils tournoient là-haut au-dessus de leur nid. Mais toi, fille de Tandar, reine Clytemnestra, quelle rencontre? Quelle nouvelle? Par quel messager as-tu été informé et convaincu pour que de tous côtés tu fasses sacrifier tous les dieux qui régissent la ville, ceux d'en haut, ceux d'en bas, ceux du ciel, ceux de la place publique? Ah! Ah!
Well, I will well, I will send you these links when we will finish in order to see. There is too many performances, other performances, big performances, which is based on the ancient tragedy with by big directors like Peter Stein, Olivier Puy, Ariane Muskin, Peter Stein, Peter Hall, and everything. Especially Peter Hall is all the tragedy. On the contrary, Ariane Muskin's performance is partially there from one another. The assistant of them, they take some videos and have. There are videos of Ariane Muskin, but it is for those who speak French, and I encourage you to see and to go to YouTube and find performances like this. I want to insist that even to these meetings, to these workshops, we will speak about technical stuff. The stage designer is artist, is a visionary. So her imagination must be open all the time and must make piece of art for those who want to follow or those who are already stage designers somehow. The imagination, the creativity of a stage designer is like a director's. Well, more or less, a stage designer is also a director. Cooperate with the theater director, but many times, and we have seen it many times, that he construct, imagine, and creative such a stage designing that drive the performance from one or to the other direction. I will send you these links from YouTube in order to see these performances. But I insist you to take advantage from these workshops and to make research from Monday to Monday in order to enrich your vision and your knowledge about theater and about stage designing. So I will stop now the sharing, and I want to hear you. And first, Panos Giziotis. Well, I can see your hand, Panos. What you have thought in today's section?
Well, I have lots of comments and questions.
Okay, I'm hearing.
So, the first play that we watched, the first video, we saw two acts. The first act was the prologue, right?
Where the last one here in Peter Stein?
The last two videos, yeah. No, the last two, not the Theatre du Soleil, the first one. The first one was the first act was the prologue, and then we saw the chorus, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. And at the second play that we watched, it's amazing that the set designer worked maybe alongside with the makeup artist, because it was makeup. There were no masks there.
Yes.
They took inspiration maybe from Japanese
No, it's from Katakali, but also Ariane Muskin worked very much on the ancient tradition, theater tradition. So I don't know to say if he is absolutely copy the Katakali form.
No. I didn't want to say that. I wanted that it's really obvious that he took inspiration from there.
Right.
And if you saw the faces, they were completely white. It was almost like a clay everywhere. And
Right.
they were huge black openings like the masks. Also heavily inspired from Greek tradition between the 17th century and the 18th century, the costumes. Yeah. And another thing I wanted to say, because you also asked earlier, when conducting, it's about the Caronian staircase.
Caronians?
The Caronian staircase.
Yes.
Because I really tried to search about the differences in the Greek theaters. Actually, Caronian staircases existed only in 4 theaters, in Argos and Eretria, and the other 2 were destroyed because after the Roman took over Greece, they renovated most of the theaters. So even in Acropolis, Dionysus theater, it was, how many times they built it again? 5 times?
Yes.
First it got wood, yeah. So that's unfortunate that we don't have all these mechanisms and stuff nowadays, because the Romans, Nero, yeah,
right,
yeah, he really shaped everything.
If we want to say something about the theater and the age of the theater, the theater of Dionysus, just under Acropolis, it is the 4th century theater. The theater of Polyklitos in Epidavros is something about 70, 80 years after, about the 340 before Christ, the year 340 before Christ. It is, but anyway, yes, but you're right. Your notice, you are right. Yes.
Also, I also asked you in the comments, when you introduced us to the mechanics and the different parts of Greek theater, you talked us about the classical theater, right? Because the Hellenistic had some differences.
Yeah. Yes, that's right. Yes. The Hellenistic is parallel with the Roman theater. We have a Roman theater in the middle of Athens. It is Herodion, just under Acropolis, of course, beside the Dionysus theater, which is, we don't perform there. But Herodion theater under Acropolis, it is a Roman theater. And the architectural elements and the architectural details is different, absolutely different than the Greek theater. We have to say, and I mentioned it to the previous meeting, that all these elements go in parallel. So I mean, the dramaturgical element of the play go parallel with the building and the architectural construction, because in the place of Menandros, for example, there is no Horus. There is no gods and heroes, big heroes like a Greek tragedies. It is popular everyday people, make some comedies and things like that. The Greek theater, based on the mythology, because they, Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides take motives from the mythology, well-known histories, and just adapt it a little bit in order to approve to the audience different things. There are, for example, 3 kinds of Electra. Electra of Aeschylus in Hoi Forest of Aeschylus, Electra of Sophocles, and Electra of Euripides, which is absolutely different stories of this person. Yes, there are differences. The existential meaning of the Roman theater is absolutely low, there is no existential things there. These existential meanings pass to the to the poets of Roman, Ovidius, Senecas, and authors like this. That's
well,
right. Sorry. Sure.
Excuse me. Yeah.
No.
So, theater meant different things in Greece and different things in Rome.
Right.
Theater was banned in Rome for a lot of period of time because of it's an aristocratic community, and they didn't really like comedies and theater plays.
Yeah.
While here it was about democracy.
Yes. Well, democracy, it's a story that I like very much to narrate it, especially when we have groups in our theater. Well, I mentioned to them that a tragedy, it's not an adventure place. It's not something like a Hollywood film. It's not a matter of criminality. Agamemnon sacrificed Iphigenia, and Clytemnestra killed Agamemnon, and Orestes came and killed Clytemnestra, and all these things. It's not a criminality thing. It's existential. It's philosophical matter under this. Because after all this murder, and after the murder that Orestes murdered his mother, went in Athens and asked from Athena, who is the supporter of Athens, to save him. And Athena, the goddess Athena, say that I will not decide for you now, but I will give the authority to the best of the Greeks. 12 best of the Greeks will decide for you if you are innocent or guilty. So, and if these 12 will decide, and their decision is tie, 6 against 6, I will decide, and I will say beforehand that I will vote that Orestes is innocent. Why? Because I was not became from a woman. I became, as Athena, I became from the brain of my father Zeus. So we have the 0 point of Areospagos. And the citizen will decide if somebody who negotiate with gods, because Apollo gave the weapon to Orestes to kill his mother. Well, will decide if he's innocent or guilty. And indeed, the 6 against 6, well, the sin of voting to the Peter Hall's performance is excellent, is very powerful. So And Athena says, now I voted support Orestes, and Orestes is innocent. But on the stage, there were all the gods, mostly all the gods. It was Athena, it was Apollo, and it was also the Erinyes, the goddess from the part of the mother, the part of the motherhood, and not of the fatherhood, and represent the motherhood. And Erinyes say, okay, what city is this? You throw me away. We are nothing. Mother is nothing. Motherhood is nothing. Everybody can kill their mothers now. What is happening with us? We are nothing. We are zero. And Athena says, no, you are not. You will go to the base of Acropolis, and you will, everybody who wants to make a new family will come and sacrifice to you and give honor to you. So you will have a big role in my city, says the goddess Athena. And now the Erinyes, the Furies, became Erinyes, became Eumenides. Well, the bad and furious personas make good and give wishes to the city, because everybody now is happy. So this is democracy. And that's why ancient tragedy is also a political play and not for fun, as I mentioned before. Because everybody, because the tragedy teaches has a political meaning, and teaches that democracy rules and democracy values. Everybody is, are happy if they respect each other. So this is another meaning among many others. Okay, tragedy is not an affair. It's not a matter of a meeting like this. It is rivers of ink that flows from dramaturgs and philologists and archaeologists and actors and directors and everything. So anybody else who wants to say something, who wants to comment something? Yes, Milica.
Hello. I wanted to ask, when you talked about a kiklema, this machine.
A kiklema.
Okay. Yes. You said that a murder or violent scenes could not be seen on the scene.
Right.
Can you maybe describe why? Are there reasons for that? And did ancient Greek society were they smarter? I'm sure they were. They were thinking about humanity, you know, and what are the reasons for that?
No, it's not because the authors or the directors or the actors or something have more mercy for the audience, not to see something cruel, something savage, something aggressive on the stage. But it belongs to the ceremonial character of the tragedy. When all these people came to these festivals Linnea, Panathenia, Dionysia, and went all together, all the family, to the Asclepion in order to cure and have a remedy of their diseases, of their thoughts and everything. And the theater procedure, the theater activity in the theater beside the Asclepion is for the soul to have a catharsis, to have a litrosis, as Aristotle says to the Poetic book. It's not appropriate to put on the stage a murder. So they leave the audience to imagine what is happening inside there. And after that, they bring out the corpses, or the results anyway, the results of the of this action. The most famous scene like this is the Clytemnestra and Agamemnon, when Agamemnon came from Troia, winner, on a chariot with Cassandra, his mistress, for 10 years now. Clytemnestra get it out her ox, which keep there for 10 years in a secret blanket, in a secret fabric, and make an old ceremony about this. And Agamemnon came in the middle of orchestra, and Clytemnestra lay down a carpet. But what carpet is this? Is the carpet from T-shirts, blood, red, from the soldiers that be killed in the Trojan War. So Agamemnon, in honor, step on these bloody T-shirts and go inside. Going inside in order to go to the bath and make a shower to himself. But this is the last act. There is the place where Clytemnestra will kill him. But before of this, Clytemnestra invite also Cassandra to come inside. And it has a beautiful monologue with Cassandra. And she says to her that you will step to the way that we step on this, our destiny. You will follow our destiny now, where you involve with us, because we have a destiny. This is an ivris, this is something that the gods put on our family, murder upon murder. And she killed Agamemnon and Cassandra, and bring it on this vehicle, a kyklima, and bring it there in order to say to the gods, to the chorus, to the audience, that now there is a balance on the universe. Because Agamemnon made a sin, because he sacrificed my daughter for nothing, to be a surgeon, to be a general of all the Greeks, and sacrifice my daughter. And I have to revenge my daughter. Also, Clytemnestra knows that Orestes has the destiny to kill her. That's why when he was a baby, sent it out of Mykonos to Strophios, to another king somewhere north of Athens in order to be there. But when Orestes was something about 14 years old, came again to the Mykonos with his friend Pylades and killed her, and they have that very beautiful scene when Clytemnestra take out her breast and show to Orestes and say, look at this breast fit you when you were a baby. Well, it's a big thing. It's a very big thing. Well, I say too many words in order to answer to you that it's a ceremonial thing that all this criminal action happen behind the skini and not in front, in the middle of orchestra.
Thank you very much for your answer.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. I will be in Belgrade tomorrow.
Oh, nice. It's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. We have another meeting there with Dach Theater. So, anybody else who wants to say something from the Greeks as we speak about the Greek theater? No, nobody? No, I cannot see any hands up. No, Panos again. Yes, Pano.
Aeschylus Agamemnon is also the first three. It's the first play that is also a series, right?
Yeah.
It's 3 different plays, and it's the first one in the Antiquary. Am I wrong?
Sorry, the first?
The first series of plays.
Yeah.
It's Agamemnon and another 2.
Yeah.
Yes,
Agamemnon, Agamemnon, Hoiphore, Evmenidi is the trilogy. Yes, what?
Yeah, it's the first trilogy in the Antiquary.
In the
Antiquary, in the ancient world. And in the ancient world, yeah, the Antiquary.
No,
yeah, it's the
all the tragedies were trilogies. We have also some parts from Prometheus, but the whole thing is the Prometheus, the well-known tragedy of Aeschylus. We don't have others trilogies that we save till today.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the only one survived.
Yeah, right.
Because nowadays we see book series and movie series, and they still, the most of them are divided in 3 parts.
Yeah. Yeah, in many parts, yes. Indeed. Andrea Monteiro, come on. Yes.
Yes. Hello, I'm from Cape, but I want to listen a little bit more about the healing performance that they made.
The what performance?
Healing.
Yeah.
Yes, we talked a little bit about this.
Well, it was also a ceremony. It was Asclepius was the god of healing, of cure, of diseases. Yes, and there were ceremonies with secret waters, with secret snakes that they believe in that, together with herbs. And they belong in ceremonies like that. They went to Asclepio, not in south of Greece, but all over Greece. There were temples of Asclepius, and they went there, the people, in special dates, and they sleep at night around there, and they drink water, they see small or great performances, and well, it was sessions. It was sessions.
Okay, so it was for the public and also for the artists. That's it.
No. It's for the public. Yes, of course.
For the
For all
public.
the public. Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I saw that you wrote too many comments here. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. We can also change our names on the settings. But my theater critics. And then Mano Preto says that I'm dancer, choreographer, and 3D artist, and been working in dance and performance 30 years. Very well. Hi, I'm Maria Nikithan. I'm fashion designer. I just before to close this session, I want to see if somebody asks something here, and I didn't. So Serbia, Johanna, I have studied stage design. So okay, jewelry. Very well. Okay, too many Greeks write some comments, but I didn't see any comments to have a discussion here. I want to encourage you to speak and to ask and to comment and to say whatever you think. No problem, because we have to be alive together, not I to make monologues and lectures, and you not to speak, to ask, to comment, whatever. Don't be afraid about that. Wonderful information regarding the theater states. I was the I'm an organizer, which included setting up. I took theater course in Cape Verde and acted a few times. Ah, very good, Andrea. Yeah, I'm a teacher passionately in love with the theater. I also took part in 2 contemporary dances. Bravo, Milica. Performances in the theater. Book in Black Box Theater. Yes, yeah, I like all kinds of theaters. Of course, theater is one. It's not many kinds. Well, for the actor, all kinds of theater are the same and very good and beautiful procedure. Interesting presentation. Thank you very much, very much. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Greetings to everyone. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's all for today. Yes, Pano.
Can I ask something more, because we didn't
Yes.
talk about it? When conducting my research the previous week, I saw that there were allowed only 3 actors on stage. Is it true? The chorus was conducted from 12 young, well-trained men, and there were only 3 actors on stage each time.
Well, yes. No. Aeschylus has 1. Became from the chorus. It is the chief, is the leader, where the leader separate from the chorus and make the roles. After Sophocles has 2 actors in order to make the dialogues, and Euripides keep these 2 actors, but maybe have 3. But step by step, the ancient tragedy going to the Roman theater, and after that to bring, it is the same line from there to today, nowadays theater, where we have many persons. But that time, because of the ceremonial character of the theater action, it was 1 or 2 or mostly 3 in the ancient performances, the ancient tragedies. Yes. Okay, thank you very much for today. Have a nice night and have a nice week. We will see you again next Monday with the Italian stage style theater.